Sure, no issues. So yeah, so let me give you a brief introduction about like what ServiceNow does. So ServiceNow is basically a cloud-based tool which provides end-to-end solution to its employees. So we have different modules in ServiceNow. So let me give you like brief introduction about what are the modules which are available within ServiceNow. So first one, so we'll be talking about is ITSM. So ITSM is nothing but IT service management. So it deals with uh, like all the end-to-end activities within the employees. So let's say there is a company, maybe we can take it as Infosys. So let's say there are 10,000 users working for Infosys. So there might be different use cases, right? So like some users might be requiring to get access, or maybe he needs to request laptop, or maybe he's he is having some issue with some existing functionality. So all this will be taken care in this ITSM. So we have many automations. So we have many functionalities like depending upon the requirement. So we'll be fulfilling all those requests through automation. So this is what it does. So basically ITSM deals with all the requests within internal employees. So let's say so there is one product within Infosys, and like it sells that product to some other companies, right? So let's say we have product called X, so within Infosys, and it sells this product to some other companies as a subscription, right? So let's say there are 30 companies, 30 other companies are using this product. So that means they purchase this product from Infosys. So there might be some users who are using this product within these 30 companies, right? So all these 30 companies, like let's say there are 10 employees per company, so that is totally uh, 300. So that means total 300 users. So we can treat all these employees as external to Infosys. So because uh, these users are not part of Infosys, but uh, they are using their product. So we can call these all these users as external users. So for all those external users, so we have a module called CSM. So CSM is nothing but customer service management. It deals with all the external employees. So, but here ITSM, we deals with internal employees. In CSM, we deals with external employees. So that is the only main difference. So, and there might be some naming conventions might be different within these two modules, but so basically this deals with internal employees and this deals with external employees. So we have something called HR ISD. So HR SD is nothing but service delivery. So let's say you have like maybe you can treat yourself as an employee of Infosys, and let's say you joined recently in Infosys, and maybe you need to know what are the benefits, or maybe something related to compensation, or maybe leave plans, and maybe related to PF and all those stuff. So all those will be taken care in this HRSD model. So similarly, we have ITBM, ITBM module as well. So ITBM is nothing but IT business management. So this deals with projects within uh, the enterprise. So let's treat it as Infosys for now. So let's say, so there are like I think maybe thousands of projects will be releasing into production on a weekly basis, right? So all those will be tracked in this ITBM module. So all these are interlinked to ITSM. So without knowing ITSM, like we can treat we can treat ITSM as a backbone to all these modules. So by knowing ITSM module, so we can nearly like we'll be using same functionality, nearly 70 to 80% of functionality will be same throughout all the modules. So let's jump into ITSM. Let me give you brief introduction about like what we will be doing as a ServiceNow developer and what will be our roles and responsibilities. So let's say you joined. So let's treat the person as X. So
Maximum.
he joined
The
in,
Indian culture को
sorry. Okay, so let's take this person joined Infosys recently and he want to get some roles, or maybe let me, yeah, so let's think. So this user needs some access, or maybe he needs to get his laptop needs to be delivered to his home. So so this is his request. So let's say this person joined recently in Infosys and he need his new laptop to deliver to home address. So like what he will be doing. So as a ServiceNow developer, like we would be uh, creating one catalog item. So let's think as the name as a request laptop. So once he submits laptop, so he'll be getting one number. So you can treat that as a tracking number. So like usually when we order maybe in Amazon or some e-commerce site, so we will be getting tracking details, right? Like what is the present location of that. So similarly, once this request is submitted, so a number will be generated starting with REQ. So once it generates, so it will come into backend. So in ServiceNow, like we have like we need to develop automation like, so once request is submitted, like where we need to route this. So let's say we have something, so let's say after it submits, like it requires approval, right? So like, so let's say hmm, so manager name is Anil. So once this person submits, like uh, his manager is Anil, and this needs to be reviewed and approved by Anil. So then only it will move to next stage. So let's say if Anil approves, so yeah, so if Anil approves, again it will go to vendor. So let's say vendor is nothing but who provides laptops. So according to required configuration for this person. So let's say he is working for some maybe help desk team, or maybe for configuration some server. So according to his requirement, so vendor will be getting all those details from person X, and they will be configuring this laptop. So let's say uh, so laptop is Dell, and so this team will configure all those configurations according to his roles and responsibilities. So once all this done, so again it will be moved to logistics team. And so once it reach to logistics, so they will be taking address from this person X, and so they will be like couriering this laptop to uh, their home address. So once it is done, so like this person X will be getting this laptop. So you here, so this is a workflow example which I have given, but so all this is a manual process, right? So he submits request, and again he needs to send an email for his manager to approve, saying that I need laptop as a new employee. So then uh, he needs to send an email with this approval to the particular team, like who handles. Then he like after configuring all those, and again he need this logistics teams again move to person X, saying that like which address do I need to send. And once address is received, so they will be querying and sending tracking details to this person X. So as a ServiceNow developer, like we would be taking care of all those this backend activity, like what needs to be done. So what if manager approves, so what if manager doesn't approves. So if manager approves, we'll be moving this request to some other stage, or maybe if he disapproves, or maybe if he doesn't take any action, so we'll be sending email notification reminding maybe 1 or 2 days. So all those process will be taking care in the back end. So we have something called flow designers as well as workflows. So when we create while creating catalog items, so we can configure all those steps. So then so it will be a smooth activity for this person. So like once he submits, like he don't need to reach to any other team, like knowing about what is the status of my laptop request, and he don't need to follow up with any other team. So so that is like what we do as a ServiceNow developer. So this is one use case, like how we can do automation. So let me know if you have any questions till now.
No, Nikhil, I'm fine.
Mhm. Sure, sure. So okay. So this is only one use case. So let's take as there is one other employee. So let's say he is using maybe let's treat him as a Java developer. So his designation is Java developer in Infosys. So so everything is working fine till today, and he got some issue. So he got some issue saying that like he is not able to access some application, not able to access. So he's not able to access uh, application. So so what he'll be doing? So again, he can't go to his manager saying that so my application is down and I'm not able to log in into this application, right? So again, that is totally a manual process. So what we'll be doing? So we have something called incident management. Um, so we have something called incident management in ServiceNow. So this is part of ITSM, so which I told you here. So this deals with internal employees. So we have something called incident management. This deals with maybe any issues in existing functionality, or maybe if it requires any new roles, or maybe if it needs to be added to any group. So all those activities will be taken care in this incident module. So as we discussed, so he is not able to access this module. So what he will be doing, he will be raising an incident saying that my application, I'm not able to access this particular application. So as soon as he submits, so system will generate one incident starting with INC. So he'll be, let's treat this as INC 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we can treat it as a tracking number, so tracking or maybe order ID. So once it generates, so in the backend, what we'll be doing, so we will be automating our process, saying that so let's say if it is something related to this application, so like so let's say we got requirement saying that so he is not able to access this application. So what we'll be doing, so we'll be automating this process. So we will be assigning this incident directly to the particular team by saying like if short description. So this is a description he has entered while creating incident, right? Not able to access. So let's say so we can create assignment rules as well. So let's say if system finds this not able to access in incident, so automatically it will assign this incident directly to that particular team. So there is, so let's say this is a team who will be taking care of these kind of incidents. So what system will be doing, so once we configure all those, like whenever incident getting created, so this incident will be automatically routed to the particular group. So this is also one use case like what we'll be doing in ServiceNow. Generally the process of ITSM module is to automate everything, like whatever the request we are getting from internal employees. Let me know if you have any questions on this use case as well.
This is fine. This is like a typical incident, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
this is totally but as a ServiceNow developer, like you need to like automate everything that is running in the backend. So as a end user, you will be getting to know only incident number, but you are not aware of like what is going in the backend. So like which group it is routing, and when we need to send notifications to requesters, that is this user, like containing all the details in this, like if something is updated on the incident by this group, and we need to send those notifications, and like what needs to be done when it is resolved, again we need to send notifications. So all this will be taking care in the backend. So once we configure all these notifications in the backend, so whenever state move to, so let's say, so this group has fulfilled this request, so he is not able to access this particular application. So there might be some issues in the backend. So once these issues are resolved, so this team will be moving state to resolve. So resolved or nothing but this incident has been resolved. So like, so in the backend, what we will be doing, so once state is moved to resolve, so we'll be like we'll be again need to send notification saying that so this incident is resolved by this particular group. So all this will be taking care in the backend, like what it does, like let's say if uh, it moves to waiting state, so this particular team requires some additional information from this user, like which module you are not able to, maybe like this team requires some screenshot or maybe some URL to debug further. So again, once it moves to waiting state, like we'll be sending a notification saying that so you need to provide further details to move incident further. So all this will be taken care in the backend.
Yeah.
So generally we have a lot many options, a lot many functionalities within ServiceNow. So let's say, so we are allowing end users to create an incident. So let's say we have some mandatory fields which needs to be mandatorily update some value. Then only it will allow to create an incident. So let's say let me show you that. Hope you can see my screen, right? Just open Chrome.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is hibernating. I think it will take some time to load. Yeah, so let me explain here itself. So let's say, so we are allowing users to update short description, and maybe we are allowing users to update description, and maybe there might be some other field like priority. So like what should be the priority for this incident. So all these, so we are allowing users to uh, update when creating an incident. So let's say you got a requirement saying that so while creating incident, so if he is submitting as a P1 incident, so which requires immediate attention. So let's say we got a requirement saying that like only particular users needed to submit P1 incident. So if he is not part of that group, so once like once he said P1 incident, and once he click on save when creating incident, so actually we are already created functionality like only particular users need to submit a P1 incident, right? So if he's not part of that users list, so we need to throw some error, or maybe we need to inform this user saying that you are not part of the group, or maybe you are not part of the list. So all these in the backend, like you need to create one functionality saying that, so if this user is not part of list we are configured, so maybe we might be showing some message, or maybe some alert message, or maybe info message saying that you are not part of this. So only these messages will be seen end user, right? But like how we are showing these, and like based on like what calculations we are doing all these, so we will be doing in the backend. So we have something called client scripts and business rules in ServiceNow. So once we start, like we will be getting to know like what is the functionality of those. By using those, like we can configure uh, like which users we can configure, and like whenever someone is changing values on the form, like how we can take action. So we can use client scripts and business rules, and we can go ahead and create these kind of functionalities.
Okay. So when we are taking the session, no, are we gonna cover the administrator part and then move on to development, or how are we going to?
Yes, so
Okay.
initial 1 or 2 days, like we'll be keeping it slow. So once you habituated with that,
Mhm.
so we for initial 5 to 6 days, or maybe 6 to 7 days, we'll be covering admin part. So then after completing 7 to 8 classes, so we'll be moving total into development side.
All right. And what are the modules that will be covered during this training?
So in this module, so we'll be covering all ITSM, and we'll be covering basic introduction about this ITOM as well, like how we will be using these configuration items and all those stuff. So apart from these two, so we will be integrating ServiceNow with some third-party application as well. So we'll be using Postman application for that. So you will be getting like how we can integrate ServiceNow with third-party application as well. So these are the modules we'll be covering as part of this course.
Okay. So I'm completely new to scripting, so the basics will be taught. Am I right?
Yes, yes. So that's not an issue. So basically, in ServiceNow, like we will be using JavaScript code. So
Mm.
like that would really helpful if you are already know JavaScript. But if you're not aware, so that is also fine. So like anyway, we will be going from scratch, like how it goes, how we can do scripting in ServiceNow. So anyway,
Mm.
I will be also sharing some documentation and some videos with you. So
Okay.
maybe you'll be getting some hands on like how we'll be using JavaScript in ServiceNow.
All right. And do we have any live projects to do at the end of the course?
Not end of the course, but generally whenever we discuss this particular topic, so I
Mm-hmm.
will be giving some assignments to you. So
All right.
let's, yeah, so you'll be getting hands-on directly. So if I give any live project at end of the day, like you'll end of a course, so you won't remember like what you have discussed 1 week or 10 days back.
Right.
Oh yeah. So generally, service now, like how it is, like if you practice every day, like what we discuss, so it would be very easy for you. Like you'll be habituated, like what are the process we are discussing on daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Hi Nikhil, this is Alok.
Mm-hmm. Yes, hello.
So Nikhil, during the development course, what all things we will be learning?
So we'll be learning like how we can like as I've told you, right, like how we'll be creating new workflows, and how we'll be
Mm-hmm.
creating this backend functionality of incident management, problem management, and change management. And we'll be like once a record is getting created into service now, like what actions we can take. So all these kinds of task will be learning in development. So in detail, you will be getting one PDF containing like what are the contents we'll be discussing throughout the course on daily basis. So maybe
Mhm.
Preeti or someone from institute will be sharing the document with you. So you'll be getting
Mhm.
clear idea like which topics will be covered.
Okay. So, my question is, right, so there are multiple topics which can be covered in the Java development. Is flow design as a part of this course?
Yeah, so actually we have something called workflow, work,
Workflow. Okay.
and we
Workflows are
have
obsolete, right?
something.
Nowadays, it is
e-
introduced in Flow Designer, correct?
Yeah, so we have something called flow designer as well. So both are same, but last release, ServiceNow has implemented this flow designer. So like where we can implement uh, on
Flow
drag and
Designer.
drop basis. So
Mhm.
here we need to do some scripting, but in flow designer mostly everything would be configured and on drag and drop basis.
Okay.
So whenever you're creating any functionality like this, as I explained you this process, right? So
Mhm.
all this process will be done in two ways. So we can do same through workflow and we can do same in through flow designer as well. So
Okay. So,
that is up to us.
mhm.
Mhm,
I understood your part. So, my next question is, for example, if we are novice in scripting, right? We don't know JavaScript,
mhm.
right? So, in that condition, will we be understand the development part or how it is?
Yes, so anyway, we'll be starting from basics, so there won't be any issue, or like it will be very easy. So as you already know, like we would be using JavaScript, right? So it is not that much difficult to learn. So if you spend maybe hardly 1 week, so you'll be getting to know. You can read like what is happening in this code. So that is not a big task.
Yes,
Anyway, we'll be
you
starting
are
from
true.
scratch.
But the thing is that when I was also practicing it, right? I tried to learn a development things from my end, but I was failed to understand things because it has functions, methods, lot of things, right? Not the
Y-
very basic ones. And it has
Yes.
APIs, right? We have to call the APIs. We have to do some conditional operators, multiple things it
Yeah.
has.
Yes.
So
So
that
the
part, right? Because yeah.
No issues, like we'll be covering all those. So anyway, we'll be starting from scratch, right? So we'll be getting to know like where we need to use operators and what are the functions of those and how this API works in ServiceNow and what are the different types of APIs. You'll be getting to know all those in sequential manner, so there won't be any burden on you. So if you see 50 lines of code on the day one, so you will be
No,
getting
no, no, no.
confused.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but if you learn from first line to 10 lines for initial days and
Mhm.
again 10 to 15 line after 2 3 days, so it will be very easy. So this curriculum has prepared in that manner, like how it is. So if you are learning from day one, so till
Mhm.
the completion, you will be getting clear idea like how you can implement ServiceNow with scripting.
Okay, so just a basic one. And how about the pro one?
No, Pro one, so we would be covering everything. So according to requirement, so let's say,
Mm-hmm.
so as I said, so we have client script, business rules, and scripting tools. So according to
Mm-hmm.
requirement, so we would be configuring all those. So let's say there is one requirement, so where we need to use only client scripts.
Mm-hmm.
So and there might be some other requirement where you need to use only business rules. And there
Correct.
might be some other requirement where you need to use some other scripting in
Yeah,
service.
fix script, yeah,
Yeah, fixed script and
scripting
all
tools
those
have, yeah.
scheduled jobs and all those. So
Mm-hmm.
once you get to know all these, so you'll be getting idea like which your requirement we need to use which scripting.
Okay. And the course duration would be how long?
So it would be around between 30 to 35 days. So excluding Saturdays and Sundays.
Excluding, I mean, means 5 days
Yeah,
a week,
5 days in
right?
a week. Yes, 5 days in a week.
5 days in okay, approximately 1.5 months course, isn't it?
Yeah, so around yeah, around you can treat it as maybe 35 days. So if there are any holidays or maybe something when maybe if you skip any classes, so it can go around 40 days. Other most probably it would take 35 days.
45 days. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's all.
So yeah, so let me know if you have any more questions like how like this works, or maybe something related to interviews, or maybe something related to other things. So you can let me know. Like I'm here to answer all those questions.
Yep, Nikhil, I was about to ask regarding the interview. So I have a close to almost 9 years of experience. So if once I complete the course, how confident I can be if I want to say that I do have hands-on experience in ServiceNow or in terms of development. So
Yeah. So once you complete this course, so you you need to do lot of practice. So at least if you need to spend at least 1 hour a day, maybe if it is possible, or maybe Saturdays and Sundays. So if you followed same curriculum, maybe 1 hour per day for whole month, so maybe most probably you can say 80% confident. Like
all
uh
right.
yeah, so that totally depends on like how we are practicing. Some uh like some users might be like they will be practicing for only 10 to 15 minutes, and I've seen many students like they would be practicing only for 20 to 30 minutes, and they would be very familiar with ITSM module. So
Okay,
that totally depends on practice, like how well they are practicing.
all right. Fine. In terms of interview support, how that will be?
Interview support, like after end of the course, so I will be sending all those interview questions and certification related dumps as well. So
Mhm.
by going through that, so you'll be getting clear idea like what are the basic questions and what are the main topics that will be asked in interviews. And
Okay,
whenever we discuss topics also, I will be mentioning like, so this is a important point which will be raised like when taking interviews. So you'll be getting clear idea.
all right. Fine. And do we get references from HRK? I'm sorry, HKR.
So I think you need to check with them. So maybe I can
Mhm.
remind them. So maybe you will get all those details from the institute.
Okay, fine.
Any more questions?
Nothing from my end. I
Yeah,
think quite
yeah.
clear.
So there are a lot of openings in the market. So if you open Naukri or LinkedIn, so most probably you already searched that area. But
Yeah.
so this is a booming tool. So
Yes.
if you take 500 companies, top 500 companies, so most probably nearly 450 companies need to use or forced to use the service now because of lot of capabilities in the market. So this is the only leader who provides this ITSM stuff. So there is
Mhm.
no, so at least we don't need to spend learning any other languages or maybe some other tools at least for 10 to 15 years. So by uh, uh, like by actually usually ServiceNow releases two versions in a year. So every time it is coming with new ideas like how we can, they are trying to implement AI as well in ServiceNow. So yeah, so that is like where they are in the market. So that is the reason like ServiceNow is a market leader in the ITSM module.
All right. Fine.
Yeah, I think so. If there are no further questions, so I think we can wind up. So about these timings and all those stuff, so Preeti will be contacting with you guys. So once time is set, so we can start our sessions.
Sure.